Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday, January 12th. Oh my goodness gracious. We've got some serious topics to talk about today. And it's going to be a little bit of a follow-up from yesterday. Let's see. I like that camera starts up in Apollo Beach. It's just cool. It roams around the room. All right. Mike's monitoring the attending. Mike, keep an eye out for Misty and Sean. Make sure we get them. If they're in. I'm not sure if they are or not. We didn't talk yesterday. All righty. Good. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump into an agenda. Get to start the morning off with about 40 emails so far today. Good. Okay, I'm not going to present this. I'm just going to go through it. Notice I changed the colors of the slide for 2021. Just we mixed it up a little bit. I'm going to keep the Happy New Year up because I think it's important to recognize we're still in a new year. So there we go. Let's kick off some quotes. The new year is now on its way, and it appears that the real estate market, for many reasons, will be better than ever. Now it's just a matter of each of us determining our level of participation. I have 4 quotes for you today that I have enjoyed reading time and again for many years. I hope you enjoy them also. Number 1, I am in competition with no one. I have no desire to play the game of being better than anyone else. I simply try to be a better person today than I was yesterday. That is so true with the message that we're sending with your primary aim and your 90-day focus. It doesn't matter. You're not competing with Andy Simmons, who did 51 closings last year. You're competing with you, who did 8, and you want to do 12, whatever it is you want to do, because you have a purpose of doing those 12. Or maybe, I'm going to say it, you could just focus on getting 1 qualified appointment a week. Or if you're already doing that, then get 2. Number 2, get into the habit of asking yourself, does this thought or activity support the life I'm trying to create for myself and my family? We're not going to shy away. We're telling you have to work. So you have a choice. Are you going to go after absentee owners, or are you going to sit on the couch, smoking pot, watching Netflix? That's a choice. Number 3, courage doesn't mean you don't become afraid at times. Courage means you don't let that fear stop you. It's a little nerve-wracking going on a listing presentation with a stranger. It's a little nerve-wracking knocking on the door of a for sale by owner. But if that fear doesn't stop you, then you're courageous. And then number 4, no matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, never stop believing that you'll somehow make it. Keep an unrelenting belief that things will work out, that the long road we're on has a purpose. And that's where your primary aim comes in your 5-year plan down the road, right? We overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we drastically underestimate what we could do in 5. This business takes time to get control of and understanding of, right? If you're 1, 2, 3 years in the business, you're still a rookie. Sorry. It takes time to master this trade. And once you master it, you take off like a rocket ship. Cool. I want to just share this because we have set intentions for the company to close 3,000 transactions and to generate 22 million in commission. So we did 2,340 and we did 18 million. So we're going for the gusto. And we're going to try our best to get 20% of the transactions that we do, 600 of them will be company generated with a referral to the company, because the company needs money to support you guys. And we're going to put cash in your pocket. 1 appointment per week is a common theme. I loved it. Was it a Friday? I think it was. I was asking how many people got an appointment a week, and hands are going up all over the place. It was really cool. We want to set an intention to get the primary market share around our offices at 25%. So in Sun City Center, there's 24 listings. So we have to have 6 of them. That's crazy. That's what we're going to talk about in a minute. We want a huge focus on team members from Keller Williams, RE/MAX, and EXP, because they're not getting supported as well as we can support them, and we'll pay more money. So I'm asking you guys to help us as you're doing business with these team members. So if like somebody's on Michael Simpkins' team or something, or they're basically just hired hands. We can teach them how to generate their own business and support them with ours and help them do more. And then we'll pay you half of the recruiting bounty, which is $2,500. Hire slow, fire fast is our motto. and we're going to let people go if they don't produce. So we've got a whole new program. I can't wait to share with you guys because it's really going to enlighten you to the amount of support that you have. And that's that 90-day prescriptive work plan. And then retention is critical for us. You know, when an agent leaves, we've got to hire 10 agents to replace them, and it just keeps us stagnant. So just do me a favor. And if you have challenges with working here, let us know and let's work through them. And one of the things we're going to do to support that is this no production policy. And I got production reports yesterday from Joy, so I can't wait. I'm going to lock myself in a room somewhere for a couple of days. We want to pay a lot of attention to this Masters Path to Centurion winners. So we'll call that out again. I'm going to get a final number. We're working on a top quarter luncheon. We're keep those going and get as many as possible to play the primary aim game. So I've already talked enough about that today. All right, the facts. Crazy. January, year to date, we've taken 34 listings. Guys, in a market like this, that's fantastic because we only had 23 sales turned in. Now, I'm sure we've had way more than 23 sales, but it's hard out there. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But 23 sales and 34 listings, that's amazing. And pending, we've got 201 contracts scheduled to close for $2 million. And we've already closed 15 for $154,000. So we're looking at a 2.1 million month versus a $900,000 month last year. That is insane. And I'm really proud of this. Our productive agents are doubling the PPP of the productive agents on the board, which is really cool. All right. Oh, D.R. Horton's supposed to be here too. Let me check my attendees. D.R. Horton, if you're on the screen, would you raise your hand so you pop up to the top of the attendee list? Sorry, I'm reading attendees here. God, there's a lot of attendees on this morning. Well, Mike, you can keep an eye out for them if you would.
It looks like there was a couple that raised their hand.
Who's that?
Sean.
Oh, Sean, there she is. Well, let's start with Sean then.
Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad I could help. I haven't seen you guys since last year, so I am going to officially wish you a happy new year. It's good to see everybody this morning. Just a quick reminder, we have our class coming up on Thursday, which we're super excited about and hope we have a lot of you attending. It's a great class. Highly recommend you attend this. Fidelity National Title is going to be hosting the class for us. It's the top reasons why agents get sued. So it's a really good class to take and kind of know those things to look out for and watch for to protect yourself. So hope I see you guys all there.
We should send a reminder out about that. Would you send me the flyer again?
Yes.
And I'll send it because that just sounds like a
I was actually going to
class.
resend the reminder out today. So yep.
Okay.
Yep. But I will definitely send that to you. So, and then Craig, I love what you're talking about on goals, because I think it's important that you put those out there, especially right now, so that you can kind of focus on, you know, your end results, obviously. And one of our goals is to hit 100 orders in our office consecutively, and I need your help with that. So I would love to know, you know, what it is, if you're not currently using us, if you are using us, how we can help promote you, promote your business, help you, you know, internally with our tools and different things that we have. So I would love to hear from you. If you guys want to email me offline, please do so. I'd love to sit down, maybe do coffee, lunch, something, so we can kind of chat to see how we can earn your business. So that's basically all that I have.
Well, let's talk about that just for a second, because really you need, as an agent, to have a team of people that support you, and having your go-to title agent is critical. And we would like to be your title agent. So take advantage of us. The resources at the Florida Agency Network are just out of control. I mean, it really are. It's 40 offices now around the state.
Yeah,
It's
30
a
plus
big
and
organization.
growing.
Paramount and growing, and Paramount is a part of that.
Yep.
So it's just really cool. So get to know us a little bit if you're using somebody else, and let us show you what we can do.
We're not just the team you see within the office. We're much bigger than that as far as support is concerned, but still giving you that personal touch and that personal feel on your files, which is really important to us. So
Well, I had it on my schedule that D.R. Horton was supposed to be here today, but I'm not seeing them. So once again, D.R. Horton, if you're listening,
I added them. I added
You did?
them. Yeah, they're.
I'm going to stop
Okay.
sharing my screen so I can get a better picture.
Craig, I'm so sorry. Angelica chatted, wanted me to say something about payload.
Oh, yes.
Can I really quickly intervene? So yes, we payload is up and running. We've had great feedback on that. I hope that you guys have seen and been able to use that. If you haven't and you need a little quick refresher or tutorial on how to do that, please reach out to me. It's really easy. It'll take 5 minutes to run you through it and show you how, or less, really. But the clients are loving it. It's saving them, time from having to run into the office or figure out how to get us their earnest money deposits. The maximum amount on that is 10,000. And there's reasons behind that. And if you want to discuss that again offline, I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you. But it is $10,000 is the max that we will do on that. And then of course the fee is $9 to make that deposit, which is much cheaper than any wire that you're going to send. So
Yes.
that's all I have. And I will not interrupt you again. I promise.
That's okay. So Luis, I take it you're from D.R. Horton?
Her and Adam raised their hands when you asked.
No, Adam
so-
works for us in South Tampa,
Alan.
so he's not with D.R. Horton.
Okay, well,
And
they
I
raised
don't-
their hands when you asked.
Louisa is with the Brandon office. That's Brenda's daughter, I believe.
Okay, well, let's kick them off the meeting. I guess D.R. Horton's just not here. Susie, if you're watching, can you text, what's her name? And see if they want to join? Because it's important. My big talk for you today, before we get to the managers, is inventory. We are going to have a problem. It's just, I talk to you guys, and the amount of houses you have to show and you get beat out of is hard. And when you go to new home builders, they've got no inventory. And if they do have inventory, it's 3, 6, 8 months away. So the D.R. Horton people that said they wanted to be in our meeting today, Susie, sorry. I don't remember her name right now, but it's on my slide. They're supposed to be here today. So you're going to sell a house today that can be delivered in 6 or 8 months. When do you get paid? 6 to 8 months from now. So it's very important that we understand where the new home communities are, what their inventory is. Deb did a nice job last week. We jumped in and showed you New Home Source through your MLS login feed, which will tell you at any zip code the available new home inventory, which is almost non-existent. So it'll be fully shaded. It'll be colored in means it's available. Partially, it means it's under construction, and shaded or faded means it is slated to be started. So anyway, we'll see if Gio Horton wants to join us. Yeah, they're definitely on the schedule. I checked it, but I don't see them in the room. Cool. Well, so I was thinking, I'm going to throw the managers under the bus for a little bit. Kathleen, in this crazy, and there's no right or wrong to this, so nobody's going to get, what would you focus on in a tight listing market like this, personally?
I would focus, sure. I would focus on going after canceled, not relisted listings. I would focus on withdrawn without conditions, expireds, for sale by owners, the gamut,
Okay.
to get inventory.
Chris Reed, what would you focus on?
I would focus on absentee owners, and then also the old expired properties that were 6 months to 12 months ago, because those were people that, about 12 months ago when COVID was starting to hit, they got scared and pulled their property off the market, and may still be scared but might be in a worse position now. And then the absentee owners with the moratorium on evictions and No foreclosures really going on too much right now. I think some people are in a position where they need to get out.
Mr. Puma, I think I know what you're going to say. What would you focus on?
I'm with Chris. I really think absentee owners are the low-hanging fruit from an inventory perspective. But I also would be working my sphere to no end on every social channel. There's no question about it, just because I think if you can turn those people into your influencers and get them out there asking for inventory too, you're going to just, it will work, right? But absentee owners for me, just from a practical standpoint, make the most sense right now.
Well, let's do a refresher on auto networks too, because we've got a big audience on today, and you were pushing that pretty hard yesterday.
Certainly. You want to do that now?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that haven't seen it before, we have trainings on begginsagents.com. But if I were to suggest to any of you, and all the offices pretty much have it on the computer, but I would suggest getting it on your own, unless you have a Mac, because it won't work. But if you need the link, email me. I'll send you the link. If you have $150 to spare, I highly suggest going and downloading the software. Basically, with the touch of a button, you're going to be able to send a personalized message as often as you want to your entire friends list. And you can also segment your friends list so you can export it, select who you want to send it to. And
So it's mass
send a personalized
broadcasting a Facebook message to your Facebook people.
Yeah,
So
it's being able to push a button and send it to your entire friends list or whoever you want to out of your friends list. So if I had 5,000 friends, literally with the touch of a button, I could write one message, click send, and it will automatically send that message personalized to each one of them over a period of time. Now, if you're going to do it smart, then I would do it like Jeff and I talked about yesterday. I would actually segment lists and say, okay, I'm going to hit my baseball families, and then I'm going to hit my Redskin fans, and then I'm going to hit people from high school. And I would actually be contextual to each of those groups, but touch of a button. Now, if you don't have $150 to spend, that's not an excuse. That just means you better get your thumbs stretched out and nice and loose, go into Messenger or send in the same thing. Cause you can still do it manually. It's just going to take you a lot longer, but
Copy,
there's
paste,
no
copy,
reason
paste.
to not do it.
Yep.
Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So
Mike, maybe you can
That would
find one
be-
of those trainings and send a link out. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
I can
we
do
have,
that.
we have a very large audience right now, and a lot of people don't know what that is. And reaching out to your social media spheres is a very effective way to stay in communication with people that already know you, like you, and trust you. So, and we're not going to sit there and do this 150 times a day, but you can do this one time and make it happen. So very cool.
Yep.
Joe Diener, what would you, and you don't have to act up like all about listings right now. What would you focus on in a tight listing market like this?
Well, I'll ditto what everybody said, but past clients, definitely, they already know you. And if they're going to sell, you certainly don't want them to forget you when that time comes. So you want to make sure you're staying top of mind with them would be my biggest thing. And if you have buyers that are looking in a certain neighborhood, put on your walking shoes and go start knocking on a few doors and see if you can find a house for them. You know, there are a lot of people that think about doing something, but they don't do it. I don't want to say they're procrastinators. I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about people who want to sell their house. They talk about doing it, but they don't take the next level. So maybe you knock on 100 doors, and out of that 100, maybe one or two will raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to do it. Sales is numbers. So
Joe, that's brilliant, because you go, hi, I'm Joan Dieter with Century Tuan. I'm sorry to bother you, but I've got some qualified buyers. I'm just curious if you're interested in a quick and painless sale.
and what a wonderful time of the year to go doors. You don't have to
Yeah.
sweat.
65 degrees out.
So that's what I would do.
So that's really, if you think about that, that's looking for listings and servicing buyers at the same time. I love it. Oh, let's see what Ashley would say about what she would do in a tight market like this. Send outgoing referrals all over the country.
Well, I was totally going that direction. Definitely going that direction. But hear me out, because I really agree with Mike and Chris about absentee owners. But make that phone call and have that discussion about their all of their properties, right? So are you planning on eventually moving down this way? Or are you going to sell your house in Maine? Or do you have another property over in California? So yes, I would do that.
I do.
That's why I
Mr.
love,
To
that's why
piggy,
I love the absentee owners, because it's multifaceted. There's a buyer probably in in that property. There's a tenant in the property renting it that could buy. The absentee owner lives somewhere else. You have a potential OGR where you can make money and not really have to do much except sending a name off. They have a listing that they live in if it's in this area or another state, and then that particular listing. I mean, you have 3 or 4 opportunities to try and earn business from that.
for
See
those
how
of you too,
outgoing referrals are, Craig? Chris nailed it.
for those of you too that have an international sphere, I've been talking to a ton of agents. We hired one yesterday for B3 that's got 3 people that she's from another country. She's got 3 people that all are wanting to come here. There's so many international folks that want to sell and get to the US, because as crazy as the US is to us, a lot of other countries are in full lockdown. They're trying to keep, so they want to get out of those places. So if you have an international sphere, if you're from somewhere else, be reaching out to those folks too, because there's a lot of people that want to get here. And I know those 3 happen to be from Argentina, all want to get to the United States. So reach out to Ashley. One of the big selling points to her was the fact that she could use Ashley and get them taken care of in Argentina. And then obviously she could help them here. So make sure you're doing that.
We have a big Century 21 presence in Argentina too.
Mhm.
Very much so.
Hey, Craig, just to interject there, if we have absentee owners, I would suggest people brush up on what a 1031 exchange is, because that's really important if you have a lot of investment properties to skip capital gains, at least defer them, rather. You're never going to skip them. But I just had a lady call me last year. She sold 12 of her properties in Michigan and is going to come down here and look at properties. And I said, did you do a 1031 exchange? She's like, what's that?
Oh my gosh.
So, and she goes, my agent never told me about that. And so I would suggest brushing up on that, because you never know when that is going to be important to talk about, especially when you're talking to people that are absentee owners.
Yep. I'm gonna let Jeff bring this up, but that's the second boom we're going to see. When they open up international travel, the foreigners are going to want to come to the US. And where are they going to want to come to the US? I mean, I read an article last week. Tampa Bay is the #1 destination. Tampa. It's crazy. Mr. Bass, with your vast experience, what would you focus on in a listing market?
All my past buyers get CMAs. So no matter what, every single one of them, I get them a CMA. I look at 90-day expireds or more, because there's less competition. And by that time, they've already gone through the 5 stages of grief for their home not selling the first time. And then I would also own my farm. All the non-owners of my farm, they would get 1 set of letters, and then everyone that's an owner occupied, I put them on Remind, and I get a high sell score. Then I'm going to actually deliver CMAs to them. And then I would do an auto network and just wish everyone a happy new year. And if they have any real estate needs or want to get a value on a property, to hit me up on the reply. And then I would do it again and again and again. But it's a contact sport. So I'll make sure I'm reaching out to a lot of people, especially the homeowners that I know, and just saying hi to them and seeing what's going on. I created the friends list in Facebook. So I'm actually looking at that right now. And in my friends list, I have a friends list of homeowners. And so all the homeowners are getting my attention right now. And then lastly, and so when I go through that, I'm just making sure I'm communicating with them. And then lastly, I would also look at my sphere of influence and just contact all of them to see if there's anything that they may need. And also I know where all the builders are in case I run across a buyer and there's no inventory. At least I know where the builders are and what's going on with them.
Good, man. This is exactly what will happen. Thomas Simmons. Thomas, are you with us?
Been at it yet?
Thomas is pretending to be in the meeting.
Well, Andy's on. Maybe we should just bring her in and let her do it.
All right. Mr. Beggins, Jeff Beggins, what would you do? I save you for an end after everybody gave all the good advice already.
Actually, I haven't been on yet, Craig.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
here,
Oh.
so yeah, I wasn't pretending. I was just couldn't get my phone. I'm driving, so I couldn't get the phone off of mute.
That's
But
okay.
go ahead, Jeff.
Now let's go to Deborah first.
Okay, okay, cool.
Sorry, Deb.
Good
I knew
morning.
I had a feeling you were going to say something similar to Kathleen, so I didn't want to go from
No.
Kathleen to you.
Nope.
Okay.
I think that I have been training my agents this year very directly into farming again, getting out and door knocking. You know, that's been my mantra is be like Phil, because he's knocking on about 30 to 50 doors a day. He's 85 guys, no excuse. Why is that so important right now? Because you're getting your face out in front of people and you need that. They need personal contact. You need that personal contact. Without that personal contact, your voice in the wind. So I'm all about the contact sport right now and getting out in front of everybody. Also, your past clients. I've been running with the experienced agents this year, running their 2021 business plans, and I have downloaded all their past clients for the last 5 years, and their goal and their task right now is contact every one of them every month. So past clients, which we have, thank goodness we have Century 21 that has all this for us, because we have the email addresses and phone numbers for those past clients for our experienced agents and people who have been with us. So that is another great resource, because those past clients, I know you're not reaching out to like you should. I do know that because I hear it all the time. So now's the time to do it. So get with your managers if you want that downloaded. It's very easy for them to do. It's very easy for us to do for you. So focus on those and get out and start door knocking, because great weather. Great job bringing that up, Joe. I think because we need to look for listings right now, and that's the fastest way. Go to that shoe store. Our shoe store is our neighborhoods. Go to that shoe store and find those shoes to sell to your buyers and find those houses, because that is where our business is. So that's my thought for today.
Thomas, do you want to contribute, or are you driving? Be safe. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I think three things here. I mean, I'm pretty much piggybacking on some of the things that already said by the managers. I think if you go into MLS and you set up your criteria, you know what your buyer is looking for. Therefore, those homes are going to populate on the list. And I think you can create that list and then go knock on those doors.
Yep.
And basically, because you know what type of floor plan that they're looking for. The other thing is, too, probate lawyers. I would go try to make a relationship with them. Also, a divorce lawyer, I would go ahead and make a relationship with them because they have to sell. And the last thing I would do is definitely auto network and working your past clients in sphere of influence.
Perfect. Mr. Beggins?
I would go full throttle and talk to everybody I know, and I would not let them off the phone until they shook out somebody. Kind of what we talked about yesterday. Who do you know that's even remotely possibly thinking about selling their house at the top of the market, potentially with worth more than it's ever been worth before? Who's getting married? Who's getting divorced? Who's getting job transfer? Who's getting old? Who's moving on? Right? You just be relentless in that question until they say, I don't know, or I thought of everybody, and oh, my cousin's moving. And say, look, anywhere in the country, anybody that you know, any of your cousins just graduated college, any of your friends get married, any of who's having babies, and then shoot some referrals off to Ashley, get a few $1,000 that way, and then find somebody who wants to sell something. I would do nothing but find inventory, because it's the most money in the bank thing you could do right now. And I would just work my sphere nonstop. I'd be texting and video texting for hours a day. And then any other hour I have would be completely using Forewarn and finding the absentee owners of rich people in my neighborhood. And I would call the rich ones first, and I would get to know them. And if they don't want to sell, then I have a good list of great buyers, and I would make them my sphere. I'd friend them on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and I'd shoot them emails, I'd shoot them video texts, and I'd own them and build a database. That's all I would do from now on.
Let's talk about this second wave, though. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And we're not going to have enough inventory for the boom of people that want to come.
That's the problem. So that we have to go full on, guys. And I'm not joking. Maybe what we need to do, Craig, and all the managers, is find out who in your office, because guys, this isn't for everybody. And a lot of you don't need to do this, but those of you who want to make a serious listing push, maybe we take our true A team inside of every office and say there's 5 or 6 agents in every location. And those people really want to get good at getting inventory. And maybe what we do is we do a separate mastermind with just those group that want to be the listing ninjas. And we spend a little extra time and we go through that process. So I'd love to do that. I think anybody who's interested and spending some extra time and just really getting on these things, like really how to work that sphere, really how to work absentees, and just those two, right? Just
I
those
agree
two
with
things,
you.
just go deep on it. So
Yeah.
why don't we as managers get our list by send an email out today, or Craig, maybe even you send a team one, who wants to be a listing ninja, right? And then I'm happy to put together a group, we collaborate and just hit those two topics and make sure everybody's as sharp as you can be. Role play, go back and forth and just get damn sharp on how do you really dig into your sphere. And let's role play. Let's actually do some absentee calls. Right. Let's make it happen. So
Okay.
managers, you
Love
guys
it.
good with that?
Yep,
Good.
I'm all on board. I think it's a great idea.
And we don't want everybody. Don't say you want to if you really don't, guys, because we don't want to waste our time or yours. Those of you who like, that's it. I've been dying to get listings. I want to really work it and I'm in. That's who we want, because I'd rather have a group of 10 that are just so committed and ready to do it than a group of half-ass 100, right? So serious, all in. I want to be a master of getting inventory this quarter. Those are the ones that I want to make sure that we work with on that one. So,
And this is going to be
So-
master's level education. We're going to talk
Master's
about
level.
skills. We're going to talk about NLP. We're going to talk about the whole script, dialogue, presentation, the system itself.
yep, that's it. So maybe you send a follow-up email out, Craig, and
I
get
just
some,
wrote it down.
and get the replies back.
Yep.
And but do it let's do it today, guys. Let's commit, because we don't have any time to waste, because when things do open back up, we're going to have a flood, a legitimate flood of people coming to our marketplace wanting to buy stuff, and there's nothing for them to buy. So we're not going to let that happen.
And the foreigners are going to come with cash, so they're going to outbeat all your residential buyers. And you're going to have a challenge. So this is very, 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 very important. I'd rather be a listing agent and have to negotiate 15 offers than be one of 15 buyers agents who's not going to get the house.
Absolutely.
Right.
There you go.
Cool.
All right.
I'm excited.
Well, guys, agents especially, I honestly will tell you, I think we have the best management team in the industry, and they all gave you very, very, very good advice. And I hope you'll take some of it. So onto my talking points. So one of the things we do is, or we measure, is agents who increase their business 4 deals over what they did last year. And Jessica just pulled that report and sent it out to the managers yesterday. And we have 58 agents who added 4 transactions to what they did the previous year. Now, I don't know if you think like this, but what brokerage companies actually give a hoot if their agents do better every year? We do. That's our goal. It's a power, educate, encourage. So if you did 4 deals last year, we want you to get to 8 this year. If you did 8, we want you to get to 12. If you did 12, we want you to get to 16. It's constant and never-ending improvement. And that's a big number, because we really only have about 200 agents that are producing. And well, I told you the other day, 25% are masters or above, which is huge. More than 25% increase their business by 4 transactions over last year. And I'm not talking about commission, I'm talking about transactions. I want to share this with you. It's a problem. I meant to say problem hot sheet. Come on. Here it is. Here's the problem. 26 deals went under contract, 3 new listings. Does that sound like a problem to anybody other than me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to call that out. I did write a January Wizard article. Guess what it's talking about? Okay, this is getting serious. While the real estate market in Florida excelled in 2020, we're entering 2021 with a severe inventory shortage. Finally, our market has been recognized as a delightful place to live and work. And with millions of Americans able to work from home, many are choosing to work from home from the West Coast of Florida. At the same time, many Floridians enjoy living here too and don't want to leave. Add that to the beginning of the COVID outbreak. Add to that at the beginning of the COVID outbreak, lots of industries, including new home construction, ground to a halt. That would be okay if demand slowed, but it didn't. Supply chain disruption created delays in construction-related materials, and the labor pool shrunk, creating even more delays. So here we are in January of 2021, and we simply need more inventory of homes for sale to meet buyer demand. The home builders are building as fast as they can, but it's not fast enough, and many existing homeowners do not want to sell because they don't have a better place to go. Now is likely one of the best times to sell your home for monetary gain. But if you sell your home, you have to find another one. And both for sale and for rent homes are scarce. So where does that leave us? Absentee owners, hear my plea. If you own an investment property or properties or know someone who does, please give us a call. We can likely get you top dollar for your investment, and you can stash your cash to buy until prices fall, inventory goes up, or you find a better use for the money. And then I say awareness, flexibility. That's how direct we want you guys to be when you're talking to the public right now. We need inventory. And then you have to, and I hate saying this, but you have to defend our value. Because if you grovel for inventory and the seller says, yeah, well, I'm only going to pay you 1%, that doesn't help. We need our full boat. So that being said, so that is unedited. Jan Stern, my editor, my editor in chief, will make sure I didn't spell anything wrong, and that will be in your hands today. Let's just. My dad is doing boat tours to the beaches now. And if you are not familiar with the beaches, there's no better way than do a boat tours. So Jim's going to talk about what beach renourishment means, how beach properties rise, canal values, non-waterfront values, FEMA rules, new builds versus tear downs, why focus on the barrier islands where we have offices, whole bunch of other crap to make you money. So sign up for Jim's boat tours. Ashley, if you're still on, tell us what Northrop Grumman is. Busted. Anyway, so we are
No,
now.
I was here. I was talking to myself. I was just one of those people that didn't hit mute this time.
So Northrop Grumman. So what is Altair?
Altair is a relocation management company. It
Oh,
is.
is it RMC?
It's an RMC.
Okay, relocation management company. Like Cardis is a relocation management company,
Correct.
but it's a very large one. Altair is another relocation management company that's smaller, but they also compete and get business. And they just got a new client who's moving things in and out of Tampa, right?
Well, we just got hooked up with this relocation management company. So basically, they've had Northrop Grumman. So what I do is whenever I'm going after these relocation management companies, like basically my door knocking and my walking shoes, I'm looking at who is moving people in and out of Tampa, the Tampa Bay area. And that's going to be determined by the clients that they have, that they've already signed, and who and where their physical locations are. So that company was one that we just recently signed. And it's super exciting. So now as we're researching all the companies that are underneath them, Northrop Grumman is a really big company in the Tampa Bay area, and they do aerospace and military designing, planes, that type.
So when they move people around?
In or out, we want to make sure that we are making the most of this new relationship. So we're super excited about that for sure.
Very good. Thank you much.
And I was here.
So I'm going to introduce some of our new agents now. So Neil Rubenstein, who's a Tampa Bay area, has always been home. He grew up in South Tampa and has lived in the Pinellas County since 2010 with his wife, Debbie, and their 85-pound Great Pyrenees, Riley. His lifelong passion has been dedicated to animal advocacy. Prior to joining Central Beggins, I was still and am a pet professional. I'm a force-free positive dog trainer, helping pet parents and their dogs. Nice. I have that skill set required to be successfully work with it and help train all buyers and sellers on how to act. I made that up. I got to make this bigger so I can read it. Anyway, Neil Rubenstein, welcome to the Indian Rocks Beach team. And then we've got Jamie Hamilton, who joined the South Tampa team. I just can't see this, too small on my little laptop. Jamie's born and raised in Tampa native. Her Southern values and warm, friendly hospitality are immediately evident to all who work with her. She takes great pride in helping locals and new residents alike find the perfect home here in paradise. Her fun and outgoing personality is complemented by her hustle, tenacity, and attention to detail. She's not afraid to have the tough conversation, and it will always be professional and with respect. Let's see, knocking on doors there looking for a house for a buyer. Outside of the office, Miss Hamilton is earning her pilot's license and is an avid tennis player, attends daily shooting tournaments, and enjoys attending Bucks and Lightning games. She's a big foodie and loves to explore new restaurants around town. Welcome, Jamie, to South Tampa. And then we've got, what a team, Christina Sarami is welcome to the Brandon team. Christina, she thanks you for taking the time to learn more about her services she can offer you. I began my real estate career after being in property management for 9 years. For me, a career move to real estate was a natural transition because of the joy I received when helping my clients find a place to live and achieve their dreams. I recognize the importance of understanding my clients' real estate needs in order to acquire their goals. I enjoy soaking up our beautiful Florida weather with my family and friends. I also enjoy traveling the world, meeting new people, surrounding myself with positive individuals, and constantly learning. Sounds like you found the right company. I pride myself on being knowledgeable and staying current with changes in the industry that will affect the success of your transaction. Welcome, Christina. And now we did the wizard. All right, so we had talked about, and I wanted to hit on this expired, not relisted, and canceled, not relisted. Those of you who know, IMAP is part of your MLS suite of services. So you log into your Stellar MLS, and there's an IMAP app. Go into IMAP, and you can search geographic areas for expired listings that did not relist or canceled listings. So the theory there is I put my house on the market in February. The market wasn't hot. Then COVID hit and I freaked out because I don't want to have sick people coming into my house that are making me sick. So I canceled my listing. And then a lot of agents freaked out too, and they stopped following up with their customers. So there's a whole lot of inventory out there that is canceled and not relisted, or expired and not relisted, or withdrawn and not relisted. And IMAP has all those categories. So I just wanted to pull that out. Auto Networks is already brought up. Pinellas Boat Tours, I talked about. Welcome to your agents. We talked about, Ojo. Ojo, interesting. Just what we want is more internet buyer leads, right? So I'm fascinated with Ojo. It's pretty cool. The results they're getting, but I've got to talk to you guys too. We're doing a test with our century21.com leads that you guys don't answer. We're sending them to Ojo. So in the last month, we sent Ojo 79 leads that you guys didn't accept in time. Of those 79 leads, Ojo got in touch with 65 of them. I suspect that most of you don't make enough attempts to the leads you're getting to get in touch with 80% of them. But Ojo is doing what? Calling, texting, emailing, calling, texting, emailing, calling, until they reach them. And out of the 65 they actually spoke to, drum roll, how many do you think they actually said, the customer said, no, I'm not working with another agent. I would like to talk to an agent and I'm interested in buying a home. How many do you think? Answer 13. So 13 out of 65, I already did it, it's 29%. So 29% of the calls Ojo got, they set an appointment with an agent for. That is insane, because there's no way we're doing it. I'll show you the leads in a minute. I'm going to skip that part. Oh, no. I'm just going to call this out so you can see what we're doing. Apollo Beach, I told you I got reports from Joy yesterday, so I stayed up late and worked on that. Apollo Beach has 113 agents. IRB has 18 agents. Sun City has 54 agents. Madeira Beach has 46 agents. South Tampa has 76 agents. Sarasota has 31 agents. Brandon has 48 agents. And BE3 has 19 agents, totaling 405. And 136 have not had a closing. So we're going to work on that. That's all right. Okay. And then the next slide is D.R. Horton forgot about us. No, Katie's fiance was sick, and Amanda is very apologetic that they're not here, but they'll be here next week. So that'll be good. I just want to call this out because I think it's important. This is the 2021 Relentless Driven Unstoppable. I don't know if I told you guys, but Mike Meadler lives in New Jersey, and Mike's kids, Mike has 4 daughters, 10, 13, and 15. And New Jersey is such a liberal state, they're shut down. So the kids aren't going back to school until January 18th. And Mike said, why the hell am I sitting here? I can work from anywhere. So they rented a house, a VRBO house in Anna Maria. And they've been here for a couple of weeks, and they just are loving it. And he texted Jeff and I, we had lunch with him at Friday at the Sandbar, and it was really cool. And they're super excited about getting together. And they're really, really disappointed that we had to cancel the convention again. It's just, Las Vegas has so many rules for large gatherings. We just can't do it. So they're pushing hard for this Hawaii thing. So we have, I think it was 58 Masters in Love winners for 2020. And that plus the 2019 winners, which are probably a lot of the same duplicates. We are going to get the opportunity, they haven't canceled it, to go to Hawaii in October. So that's, keep your fingers crossed. But this is a big thing it's called the Path to Centurion, and it's the award winners. And it starts with Masters Ruby, which this year is 149,000 in EGC. So if you're a goal setter, that would be your first benchmark. And then to top it off, you get to Masters Emerald, which is 195, Masters Diamond at 241, and then the Grand Pubar Centurion at 288, and then double that for 576 for a double Centurion, and Grand Centurions at 864,000. So there you go. That's a little thing to focus in on. And then here, it's just 290 agents not eligible to receive leads because you're not updating. On my Ojo call yesterday, there's 28 agents that we're testing that with, and all but 2 were current on their lead follow-up. But it's a different lead follow-up when you get a lead that somebody already talked to, and the lead said, yes, I'd like to speak to an agent, and they warm connect you, right? And you're going to miss those opportunities if you don't clean up your leads. So leads are up from 169 to 265, kind of misleading because Rachel Jordan ran a social ad engine ad and got 82 responses to it, right? Crazy. And Mike, if you're still listening, what could you do if you had auto networks? Could you run your social ad engine leads through that?
No, because it's only tied to Facebook specifically. So you really couldn't do that unless you took all those leads, fronted them on Facebook, then you could. Now you can do groups on there though, right? So that's the other thing. You can go in and scrub groups. So I could go in and scrub, the Madeira Beach group as an example, take everyone that I can find in that group and then message that group. So you can do that, but you can't do anything with outside leads because it's all directly tied to Facebook.
All right. So just to clarify this, so last week we had 48 century21.com leads. This week we had 51. So average 50. So that's 200 a month. Oh, look, it's a telemarketer. Should I answer it? Most of my calls are spam risk or telemarketer. So 200, Ojo got 79. So you guys accepted 130. Ojo accepted 79. Ojo got 13 agent connections appointments. How many did we get as our agents with the follow-up? So there's art to this game. And I'm going to suggest that if you're not going to play the right way, let it go to Ojo. And let's see what they can do. They're going to send it back to us. And then, stop it. Happy birthday this week to Lee Imperato from Madeira Beach, Jeanette Waltrip from staff on the weekends and in Sun City, Pamela Thompson from IRB, Richard Chilson in Sun City Center, Ambria Burns from Brandon, Lorraine Davis from Brandon, and Yvonne Rocca. Happy birthday this week to you all. And that's all I have on my agenda today.
Hey, Craig, just to just to keep things moving on this whole listing ninja thing, I was looking
Yep.
at my calendar. I want to propose a time. If you can maybe look real quick, Thursday at 1 o'clock. Thursday at 1 o'clock. Managers, you guys kind of check too and see if overarching we can do that. And I'd like to just get it started. So I'll record it. It'll be in my Zoom room. We can send out recordings after people can't make it. But I'd like to get this started sooner than later. So is any major objections with Thursday at 2 o'clock or Thursday at 1 o'clock?
When is I know Paramount title was.
Paramount's got a class that top reasons why agents get sued at 1 o'clock.
Okay, good. Glad we mentioned that.
I have a 2:30 appointment with a developer. How
About 11.
about 11? Does that interrupt Kai's schedule?
No, no, I'm gonna be in South Tampa meeting John Lum at 9. So it's gonna be tight for me to get back to where I could do this, but I can, if it's Zoom from the phone. Yeah, we could do, why don't we do 11:30? Does that work?
Sure. Hey, it's great.
Yeah, I've got it 12, but I can jump out.
Okay, so 11:30 on Thursday, the 14th, 2 days from now, will be our listing ninja class.
Okay, 11:30 in Jeff's Zoom room.
Yep.
I've got your number. I got your number.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry.
Any passing words? Guys, this worked out really well, I think, today. You got some really solid advice. You got a tough market ahead. And whether it's auto networks or whether it's expired listings not withdrawn, or it's knocking on doors in a neighborhood where your buyer wants to live, trying to get a listing for that buyer. I'm going to caution you, though, commission agreements, commission agreements, commission agreements. You can't risk it. You go find a buyer, sell, says, yeah, I'll sell. You get a commission agreement. Then you tell the buyer about it. You haven't seen a buyer in heat until you've seen a market like this. They don't care. They'll run over you. They'll go straight to the seller themselves and try to buy it.
Absolutely.
Commission. I'm not making this stuff up. Commission agreement. I've got a buyer who's interested. You don't bring the buyer with you. If you're interested in a quick and painless sale, I would love the opportunity to show my, we don't want to list their house, just get a commission agreement, getting your 3%, 4%, whatever you're the guts to ask for, and get that signed, and then go to your buyer and say, hey, I found a seller who's thinking about selling. They'd like to let you see the house. And then you show it in that order, not the other way around.
Absolutely.
Jeff, why don't you give us your Zoom room number if you're here now?
Sure.
Or send it out.
I'll put it in the email.
Okay.
Cool. It is.
Look on the green button in the upper left corner.
Zoom room.
Oh, you're on your phone.
509-422-490. 509-422-490. That's 502-422-490.
Wait a minute.
That's the class.
That's the deal.
Oops, that's,
Because
well,
we're all
you
logged
can
into
go
that.
there if you want to.
Yeah.
I just sent out one to my team. Hang on 1 second here.
509-422-490.
Why don't we just make it this room anyway, Jeff? Everybody knows it.
That's fine. Yeah, but do this
Okay.
sales meeting. That's cool.
Okay.
And then we don't have to have a waiting list and all that other stuff.
Plus, it won't.
Cool. Love it.
Oh, no, we can't see them then. Well, we would. We could make him co-host.
Mhm.
Let's think that through. No, I think we should do it in your room so we have more interaction.
Okay. Sent Beggins, Jeff Beggins. I just know mine is / Jeff Beggins. So hang on a second here.
I've got it. I'll put it in. Well, let me just look it up. Contacts. I actually put all my people's Zoom rooms in their contact IDs.
Yeah, when you do your drop down, it should be right in there.
I got a lot of Beggins in my directory here.
I'm gonna put mine on my email signature. Never even thought about that.
That's a good idea.
I
Oh
just,
my goodness. Yes. What a good idea.
I just
Happens once in a
that-
while.
number 251-914-4844.
That's it.
Chris, you want to type that in the chat?
Already did.
251-914-4844. Save and close. I confirm that is accurate. Cool. Oh, Zoom. All right, everybody. Thank you for a great meet. I
Cool.
really, really appreciate the attendance. I hope you saw value in that. And get that one appointment this week. Hopefully you got it yesterday or today, so you can take the rest of the week off. Only kidding. Not kidding about the appointment, though. All right. Happy Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Cool.